Welcome everyone to episode 73, I believe now, of the Go Figure podcast. We have a very special individual on today. We have been following Shanique's journey for years and years and years. And I remember when I first saw her win the Physique title as Miss Olympia, I was like, Holy Mary, Mother and Joseph, this woman is absolutely incredible. And then there was a bit of a hiatus, and she's come back and she's going to be debuting in wellness. But I want to welcome everyone and welcome Shanique Grant as well, IFBB Pro, to Go Figure. Darling, thank you so much for coming onto our podcast. We're so incredibly humbled and grateful to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I really am so excited to be back in the industry and especially talk with you guys and just talk about how everything's been while I've been gone and also how things have been since I've been starting my prep and just getting the mindset and like the body and everything going for the division that I'm getting into.
I know, because it's
Speaking of whipping, yeah. Speaking of division that you're going into, it has been a massive journey, hasn't it? You originally started out in figure and then
Yeah.
moved over into physique, and now you're going into wellness, and it's just like we've seen a lot of this over the years, haven't we, Lisa? Where girls have crossed over, girls, they might decide that they're going to try a different division, but you're probably the only one that I can honestly, hand on heart, say she can fit every division. She can change her body like a transformer and she can fit that division. Like, how do you do it?
So it was definitely like a big mental journey. I didn't see myself actually fitting the part. Like I looked at myself when I first thought about like, okay, I want to do wellness. And I didn't feel like, okay, how am I going to do this? I have muscle, upper body. I have to build my legs much, much bigger. And I see these girls, they look amazing, all of them. And you have that moment of self-doubt. I think we all do. Doesn't matter what level you are on.
right.
But I wanted to feel my heart, my mind, my soul in it. I wanted my mindset to be like, you can do it this year. So me and my coach, we wanted me to compete last year, but I myself didn't feel like I was ready to step on stage and show everyone my package. This year, it's so different. I see the changes. It took a year for me to like really dial in and look somewhat of the part. I just took photos today, I posted on my Instagram, and I'm like, that looks like wellness right
We
there. So
saw,
it's just,
we saw, and we're like,
yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking
yeah,
at it right now.
yeah. I was super shocked. I'm like, okay, I always see these girls posting in bikinis, their front, like my front has never looked like that. And even when I had retired, I took some time off. I wanted that physique. That was kind of something that I wanted to look like. So it did take a while just to kind of find my rhythm. When you step away from a division that you're on the top of and you want to step into something different and you're kind of like tabooing around it, it's definitely like a big, like, you're like, okay, you're going to do it. You're going to jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out. But I finally jumped in and it's been such a great experience and journey. And I'm learning so much along the way too.
there's like I think it was like, was it 2015 you got your pro card? Was that
2014.
2014? That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And generally when ladies they progress in categories, they go up.
Yes.
They keep going, figure, physique,
Right. Yeah.
ability.
Your body, you can't hold it. It's going to
Yeah,
grow. Yeah.
it's going to grow naturally, and you're kind of like it's kind of weird. There's an argument to say that wellness is between bikini and figure, and then
Yes.
another you've got others that say it's between figure and physique because of the
Right.
legs, and I think you've got
The legs are crazy.
right, and they're insane these days. And so I think they actually give the guys a run for their money, to be honest.
Yes.
um
Yeah.
and it's like there's this two school of thoughts, or these two types of wellness athletes that you get: the ones that were kind of like more what it was like at the start back 5 years ago, and then you've got the evolution of the
You
sport.
have the Transformers. They're seriously.
Right.
Stacked. Yes.
There's a
very.
huge, so when you're just deciding, okay, I need to create this look, I've got this vision inside my head of what I want for wellness,
Mhm.
like how did you like honor the criteria but make it your own as well?
So I am not someone who likes to switch coaches. Like when you have a good coach, you want to stick with it. Okay, we've been winning, we've been doing this, everything looks right. But a part of me felt like I needed to switch. You're comfortable with the someone that's you've been with for a while, but sometimes nothing personal. You have to make a switch. So I started working with a new coach. His name is Chris, Team Ludacris. And when I saw his page, I'm like, okay, he's just lives and breathes wellness competitors. And I'm just like, I feel good right here. And our first conversation on the phone, I expressed everything I need. And he's brutally honest, very proud of me, but brutally honest for the first year. And I'm just like, okay, I got to make him proud. So my recent check-in on Wednesday, he was just like, we're doing good. And I'm like, thank you. I was sweating. But like, I need that. I need someone to be really tough on me, not say, oh, you look great, good. I need you to be hard on me. If you say your glutes are looking really small, okay, then we need to work on that. So it was definitely the biggest part to switching was getting a different coach. And he's helped me a lot with my mindset and just letting me know about the wellness vision and what to do and the resources for posing. And even though I'm a posing coach myself, I need someone to be on me. Just like I'm a coach myself, I need someone to be on me because as good as we are and the knowledge we have, we still need someone to look at us too. And that's just the smartest investment you can have.
And I love that you said that, Shanique, because a lot of us that might be pros or what a seasoned athlete will, do their own posing and look back at their videos and all that sort of jazz. But when you have someone that's like unbiased, that is actually looking at you in real time, there's a different set of eyes, and
and they see different things that you don't see too.
Yes. So yeah. And one of the things you said about your coach is he really helped you with your mindset. So if we go into the type of things that your coach Chris did for you in terms of your mindset, what were those things?
So when it came to mindset, like he wasn't like pushy with show. We communicated very, like he wanted me to compete last year. But I told him, listen, I really want to make sure all my ducks in a row. There's no stressors. There's nothing that's going to get in my way or stop me. And I'm just like, just give me some time to kind of just like get in the routine of setting check-ins weekly, get in the routine of, doing my training and not missing a day. I want to make sure that I am checking every box off and I'm locked in. Like I had the mindset. I needed some time to get back into the mindset of when I was competing last time because it kind of faded. I was missing days training for years. I was still getting right, but like I wasn't like I was when I was competing.
Yeah.
So he was just reminding me, like, just when you get in the gym, try to just turn everything off and just focus. You have a goal, you know what you need to focus on, and just lock in. He made sure to recommend me getting body work done and just doing meditation and doing stuff in the morning. I love yoga myself, but he was like, just take a minute in the morning, a few breaths, start the day. And I'm just learning more about like my stressors and just knowing how to minimize them and control them. And then just like, people talk, they talk all the time, but just teaching me more about like being reserved and it's going to happen and just being your own bubble, your own positive bubble. So
like
he's
really
definitely
protecting your space, isn't it? Protecting your attitude and having that space and having, because you're like you were still there posting, doing little things, but you weren't like like active.
I was kind of like hidden for a while, but like just knowing how much of a talk this is that I'm getting back on stage in a entirely different division. I know it's going to be a lot. So I'm just protecting my peace of mind and just the pressure that comes with it, which I know, but it's bound to happen,
And I mean, that's something that you probably are a little unique in that way that you've kind of had pressure on you from the time that you began. I mean, you were the youngest, I think you were the youngest, were you the
Physique.
youngest physique pro or
Yeah.
something like there was a
Yes.
title that you had. And I mean, I remember the first photos coming out of you. And just from the very, very beginning, there was just so much pressure on you. Like, look at this girl. She's got
I was 19.
competitions.
I was a
Yeah, you
baby.
were 19 years of age.
Wow.
And like, I mean, Lisa and I are kind of older competitors. And like we
Thanks.
just look at someone.
Thanks,
Oh, come
Rose.
on.
Oh, come on.
Well, I mean, but you look at someone like, because you mean you're still
Okay,
so
we're in our
young.
40s, Shanique. So
Yeah.
Don't even look like it. You don't look like you're in your 40s at
hey,
all.
Oh, can we just record her saying that and we can play it back when we're
and like
feeling
make a
down
rap
about
to it or
ourselves?
something,
We
you
can
know,
play
like
it back.
Just
But
on a
yeah, I mean, I
rotation.
remember these photos coming out, and I still remember the bikini you were in and everything. And there's this tiny waist, and then this V taper like you wouldn't believe, and everyone was just like, where did this Amazon alien person come from? And
For
so,
years.
yeah,
For years,
literally,
yeah.
you've had that pressure. So, how has your ability to handle that pressure changed over time? And has there been times where that pressure was, I mean, has there been times when you haven't been able to cope with that pressure and you've had to, you know, go away for a bit and reevaluate and then come back?
So with age, when I retired, I was 25. So I was competing from, 19 to 25. And I'm gonna be 30 this August. And I would say the maturity and being more reserved comes with experience, age, and being around the right kind of people. Along the way, through experiences that you have, you realize what people are helping you and what people are hurting you. That's mentality. That's how they speak, how they carry themselves. You need to be around like-minded individuals who want the best for you and also want the best for themselves, because the more they take care of themselves, the more they're good for your space and your energy.
wow,
Um,
that's so I love
Mm,
Shanique. I love that you actually said that as well.
mhm,
Is that and it comes down to boundaries, really, at the end of the
yes,
day, like setting very clear boundaries, knowing your worth, knowing your
yes,
value and what you stand for and holding space like that. So it's kind of like finding that mirror in other individuals. And
yes.
so that only comes with wisdom. You don't have that at 19 years old. And I certainly
No,
didn't
I
because I had a
19 years old, I didn't care if you came at me. I'm just talking. I'm just like talking. I'm talking. All the
yeah.
smack, and like I used to be like that. I used to be someone who was just so annoyed by everyone, and I'm like, well, you're gonna talk to me. I'm gonna talk to you. Like I'm just gonna keep. But now I'm just like I created a platform now over the years of like just really good energy. And like I'm like
Yes.
you guys see my stories, like I'm dancing, I'm singing, I'm doing all this stuff just positive. And my followers, my clients, they love that energy. And like I just want everyone around me to feel that and embrace it, and things should just be really good. Like I just have a really good year about this year. And I feel like 180 different from who I was when I was competing before. And I felt like the break I needed. Of course, there was like medical issues with my eye. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But like I really felt like I needed to take a break, and I needed to reassess and reevaluate things. And if I felt ready, and there was no time frame on it, but when I felt ready and I missed the stage that badly, I'm like, I'm ready to make that announcement.
It's almost like
yeah.
your soul and your body would tell you when she's ready rather than
1000%.
your ego.
And I
Um,
mean,
Oh,
what a
ego
huge
is big too.
oh yeah. And like when I guess, I think it's even more impressive that you've been able to do that, Shanique, when you have got the genetics that literally, I mean, you could walk on the stage and it's lights out. Like there's okay, second, third, and fourth. Who have we got? Because number one's gonna be all
right.
day, every day. We know who
Who's
number one
fighting for
is.
second place over here?
That's right. Let's just not even worry about number one. That's taken care of. And then to be able to step away, even though you know that you can still get up there, you're still highly competitive and you're still really young, but you were able to go, you know what, I actually do need to take some time away. And you mentioned that you had a couple of injuries, because that was I remember being super sad at the time, thinking, oh my
Yeah.
God, what's going
Yeah.
on? Like,
I've
and
upset a lot of people.
oh yeah, we were just like, because you had something with your hand, I think, that, and then the eye. So
Mhm.
tell us about that period, because it was pretty dark.
Yeah, so I had originally qualified for Olympia in 2016. There was a situation in August where I was attacked and my forearm was severely injured to the point where I could not continue training. I was in a sling for about 2.5 months, so I couldn't do anything. It was really upsetting to have to forfeit that Olympia because I had just turned 21 that year. And it was just like, wow, that would be great to be on that stage. But at the same time, I'm not saying everything happens for a reason that should have never happened, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I felt like, oh, I'm in prep, I'm doing good, I qualified. But I didn't think I was winning ready. Maybe top five, but I don't think I was winning ready. So fast forward to 2017, I was 3 weeks out from Olympia. I'm at my ophthalmologist and they say, you need to get a surgery next week or you're going to lose your eyesight. So
Oh wow.
that was a big shock. So I'm like, why is everything happening right now? And that year, I felt kind of ready, but not 100%. You know, my body just wasn't there. And I'm really getting into like the energy and the like how I'm feeling. Um, so that happened, and the surgery happened. I was down for the count, couldn't see for 3 months. Because scleral buckling, retina detachments, your eyes have to be closed. And I couldn't do anything. I lived in a 1-story house in Chicago. That's where the surgery had happened. So I had to move there. And I couldn't walk my dog. I couldn't go outside. The 1-story house is so easy, so I could easily like find my way. But I had someone live with me and actually like do everything for me, and it was hard. But that right there was the darkest time of my life because I couldn't see. You're just stuck with your thoughts, and also the medication that you give, the painkillers, really make you hallucinate. And I was just like, after that, and I got out of that and I was healing, I was just like, I kind of know like how dark things can get. So after that year, I was just like, I'm gonna get back in the gym, start working out, and get back to it. I was still fixated on winning the Olympia. So I got into the Arnold Classic for 2018. I won the Arnold Classic, and I was just like, okay, we're good, we're safe. We made it to an A stage. So after that, 2018 was the biggest momentum of everything. Everyone was so excited. They're like, please bubble wrap yourself. Please protect yourself. Get in the ball just to be safe. We want to see you on the Olympia stage. And I'm like, okay, guys, like I'm just going to the gym, grocery store, and home. That's it. So I was so careful, so cautious, everything healthy, vitamins, food, everything. I was just like, just very cautious on everything. So I'm like, what if I get hit by a car? I don't even know. So,
You're
I'm
like,
just thinking
this
the
has
worst.
happened to me twice
Right.
before.
I'm like, I need to protect myself 100%. So, that was a really good prep. And everyone was so, so supportive. So when I landed in Vegas, and that's where I live now, it's crazy. Just crazy 360.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I got to Vegas, it was surreal. I started crying, just bawling because it took me 2 years. And people said third time's a charm. And it took me 2 years just to get to Vegas, not even on the stage, but to Vegas. And like, I was soaking up every single moment. Getting to the hotel, amazing. Like getting my water from the grocery store, so fun. And then like the meet and greet, I'm just loving. I'm hugging everybody. Like, hey, I made it. I'm live. Like everything was just so good and like so like exciting. But that showed me how much I can really push myself through. Like I could be in the darkest place ever and I could want it's about how bad you want it. It's that fire inside of you that has never like gone out. And I always had a fire. It was like a little bit when I was healing from my eyes, but like it was still ready to ignite when I got back from the gym. And that's my chapter of like you got through it and what else can you get through? So don't be scared. Things happen, but you can conquer it. And that's kind of just I got that motivation that's just like in just in me, just permanently.
It's real deep motivation, isn't it? It's like it's like a limitless source that you can tap into that
Yes.
it's not a superficial, it comes from a different space. There's a different intent behind it, there's a different
Mm-hmm.
substance behind it. Um, and it vibrates on a different level than the
Yes.
motivation that you had before all of that happened. And I think only people that have gone through the valley of the shadow of death and the
Oof.
cheese fallen off the cracker completely
Yep.
can actually really understand that. It's, it's like you didn't get back to where you were when you're at your peak. You actually rose above that space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like you're not coming back to where you were. You're actually growing, which is what we've seen in you because there's a different air about you.
People have said they see a lot, something like extremely different
Very
about me.
energetically different.
Yeah.
It's there's a sense of like you're very grounded and very calm, very centered. And you did talk about body work. Your coach saying you need to get some body work. And Rose and I, we're a little bit woo-woo like that. We love getting lots of different
Yeah.
types of
We're
body
a little
work.
bit woo-woo. Come on now.
Oh,
You're
look, I've got my
playing it.
crystal. I've got all my
We're
crystals
a lot
here in
woo-woo.
front of
It's
me.
okay.
But one of the things that we discovered, entering into the pro circuit was like, oh shit, this is a completely different level altogether. It's like,
Yes.
being a seasoned amateur and then, moving into, being
Right.
kind of almost like being able to like, take some shortcuts to get to a show. We've all done that. It's not like we know when we haven't put in 100%, or
Oh,
it's like, oh, we're
yes.
just gonna put in more than the best, but that might not be our best. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And one of the things that we really learnt in the last couple of years, Rose, hey, was our spirituality and our faith and
Mm-hmm.
our core values and our legacy
Mm-hmm.
and what we stand for and the weight that holds to get you through some pretty gnarly stuff that
Oh, yeah.
in your physical, I don't know, 3D reality world, if you want to call it, there's only so far that space can take you. It can take you far, but it takes you in
Right.
the space of your ego and what you can see and what you can physically do. But sometimes there's other places that we have to tap into and other sources that we
Right.
have to tap into, like, tapping into your emotions, turning your
Mm-hmm.
emotions into a source of motivation. But then when you
Right.
get into your higher self and your spirituality, and people are like, what the fuck is Lisa talking about right here? Um, you
This
know,
is spiritual
right
mumbo jumbo
now,
stuff.
your faith could be the universe, it could be God, it could be Allah, it could be a conglomeration of everything together. And in that
I pray a
space,
lot.
like, right, like those dark
Yeah.
times where
Mm-hmm.
you couldn't see and you were in your head, it's like,
Oh,
well,
he's
I
brought
can't,
me out of that so many times.
right? You
Yeah.
can't rely on what you can see because you're not seeing anything.
You have to trust. That's the thing. Like, I have this app I was talking about on Instagram. It's called the Bible Chat, and every
I
single
know
day it
it.
gives me. It's so good. It so it's like a checklist. Do you feel a deep heartfelt connection, or do you feel deeply connected? And then the next thing is like a Bible verse, then a prayer of the day, and then a devotional, which kind of elaborates on that prayer of the day, and it speaks so much to me. It does, and it it allows me to connect more. And every single night I have a special kind of prayer of how I feel and what I want. Just thanking for the day, of course, firstly, but just expressing like what I want. And I always put any of my worries into God's hands, and just for guidance and strength and faith, and just providing me and put your hands over me, because it gives me such a peaceful feeling. Um, and continuing on with that, it just it's opened my eyes to things that I didn't really notice, but I could feel it too. It's not just a visual thing, but it's like a big feeling that I have.
Mm.
And it's so hard sometimes to connect with people on that level because they just don't
Mm.
they don't feel it. It's a feeling.
No. And
It's
they're
not
not
seen.
connected with that part of themselves. So it's really
Right.
hard to, when someone's not connected um to themselves in that way, you really you can't have that conversation because it's just not there. Oh God,
Turn my
love
lights on.
it.
Turn my
Shed a bit
lights
of
on.
light on the subject.
All right. Let
It
there
got
be
really
light.
dark in here. It got really dark in here. The sun went
Yeah,
down. I can't wait
yeah, and
till the sun goes
I
down.
noticed that too. Like, some of the girls that we've talked to over the time, like I always find the girls who have that spiritual world, whether, as I said, we've said, it doesn't have to necessarily be God or it doesn't necessarily have to be, but there is a
And
spirituality
touch.
that they've tapped
You're in
into.
touch with your being.
Yes,
You're
yes,
aware. It's
Yes.
yeah.
I want to say it's internal awareness in a sense, not
Yes,
just
and
self-awareness.
and the ability to reflect
Right.
and to tap into an energy that's different than oh, I've just got to get up and do this stuff. There
Right.
is a why related to it. So yeah, I find that the girls that we talk to that have developed that part of themselves, they're always the
Right.
champions. They're the champions. They're the girls that go to those
High level.
higher heights.
Yes.
Mm.
And it's definitely like I've tried to like lock in with praying and feeling that. And I feel like I would get distracted easier. Like, and I would fall off,
Mm.
like the consistency, just like with my training, I fell off. I didn't feel it. With this, I like the app has helped me so much.
Mm.
And just feeling it, like you get those chills when you're talking.
Yeah. Yeah,
And like
you're in state.
like you're in this, like
Yeah.
you're in it. And it's like, I gotta keep it up because I love this feeling.
And
So it gets
that's
addicting, just like training consistently and
yes.
like you see the changes, it's like, I gotta keep this up because I like what I'm seeing. I
And
like
that's
what
the
I'm feeling.
place where you can create. Like you
Yeah.
need to be in that state to create. You can mechanically, physically commit to the process of eating right, training right,
Yep.
with your 3 minutes of meditation per day. But if you're not connected to the feeling of it, like you said, and you're not in state,
Like
then
mind
you're
muscle connection.
actually, you can't really manifest it. You can't create it. I remember there was this time that I was we were in lockdown here in Australia, and I was
Oh,
in a town called a state called Victoria, which was the most locked
yes.
place in the whole wide world. We were locked down for 2.5 years, and
Oh
so
my gosh.
10 attempts to make a prep,
Hmm.
training out of my garage. I remember saying to Rose, I was 8 weeks out, and finally the doors had opened. We're like, you guys can come out. There's no curfews anymore.
Right.
It's all good. I'm like, yes. And I went to her 5 weeks beforehand. I was like, I can't do this. I'm not ready. And I remember that I was in this, because obviously that was a dark time for everyone, and I had
Right.
fallen into that energy. I'd fallen into that vibration. I'd fallen into that limitless, only what I can see and what I can hear, kind of physical space.
Right. Yeah.
And Rose is like, I'll support you with whatever you choose to do, Lisa, but I know you can do this.
That's
And
good.
Like, you're
just
crazy,
gotta
you can do this.
do this.
But what, I'm here for you. I'll back you. But like,
And like, you just got to let go and let God, and you can't.
Yeah.
And then I was speaking to my therapist, Katia, and she's like, we'll stop working with the physical. That's what she said.
Also, I like, and like, I feel like some people are so afraid to admit that they're in therapy because people might think they're crazy.
You're
But no,
right.
I wanted to get more in touch with myself. I wanted to dig deep and I
Yeah.
wanted to open up those old wounds I may have that I've been just pushing away. Because I needed to really know me
Yeah.
entirely of what I can do. Why do I respond like this? Why do I act this way? Oh, well, this and that. If you do this and that, then you'll feel like this. And it's eye opening. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, it's
And I
it's
feel like
amazing.
we all, doesn't matter who you are, go talk to somebody who knows exactly what you need and helps you get there and better. Like it's been life changing, tell you.
Oh, 100%. And there could be two bodies on stage that's so like 1 point difference. And then, but that one person might have just that they're in that space, you know, they're in that energy, they're working the soul, they're working the spirit, they're working the 5D reality.
It's a energy you feel.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yes.
undeniable. You can feel it.
You can feel it.
It's that, yeah. And it's just like the presence, the energy, the grace, all that stuff I want to show on stage entirely different. When I walk on stage, I want people to like feel that I'm different and feel that I'm ready, I'm excited, I'm happy to be there, because I really am.
Yeah.
So here's a really deep question. When it was all taken away, when God's like, you know what, Shanique, we're just going to take away the titles. We're going to take away the labels. We're going to take away the sponsors. We're going to take, you know, the fans or whatever it might be, you know.
Yeah.
We'll take away the revolving doors. We're going to take all of that away.
The red carpet, everything.
Right. Red carpet's all gone, right? You know, what were you left with? Like, we talked about this off air. It's like, who are you without your titles and without your things, medals, and all? Like, what did you discover about yourself then? Like, when you had to go, well, who the fuck am I?
So when I stepped away, I completely lost myself. I didn't know what to do. I realized I started working out at 17, you know, and then literally less than a year later, I got on stage. You know, I was 18, 18. And then 19, I'm on stage. Like, it was my life. Bodybuilding was my life. Like, I didn't live my 20s. I was just in the gym. And I needed to learn balance. That was really hard the first year and 2 years and then 3. And it's like, okay, we have to figure something out. But when I didn't have the momentum like I did when I was on top, it really forced me to find out what I want to do, what other things I want to do, what I enjoy also aside from working out. And for some time, I was just very confused. I was just kind of just floating around, you know, and it just was about maybe a year and a half that I kind of realized that I wasn't living up to my potential without the stage. And it really put me in like a really like damn, like what are you gonna do? Like what are you doing? Like what do you have besides competing? And I got back into coaching because competing, I kind of just subsided. I kind of pushed away the coaching. And I really started enjoying helping women. Like I solely work with women. And like I get the energy and happiness from my clients when I've had newbies in the sport and they're so nervous. And I'm just like, listen, you remind me of me. You know, like, and just like instilling that confidence and making sure they're taken care of. Like I'm just giving what I've always wanted. And I finally have a coach that does that for me too, you know, and I just realized like my passion is to really help people. And if that can push into being a life coach or anything mentality wise, I feel like I have a lot to share because I kind of went through a process of breaking myself down to really figure out like what I want to do besides just showing people, yes, I'm gifted physically, but what's right here is what a lot of people have not really known about me. You know, I've had podcasts, interviews, all that stuff when I was competing. It was just about when am I competing and how much I lived and all this just bodybuilding, but nothing about my mind, nothing about how I progressed, where I've grown and what areas I've grown. So like during this time, it really forced me to really like, you got to bring something else in your body. You know, you have to dig deep. You have to break yourself down and figure this out. And for almost 4.5 years, I kind of figured like, I'm meant to really help people and uplift them. This world is so dark and like we need that drastically so much. So
I've really been enjoying your little chats, like your little videos.
I love talking to you guys. Like it's the best feeling.
The little videos have been great because it shows us more of your personality and it does show you that you've got that mindset behind and it gives that glimpse into that's okay, that's how a champion is able to think. She's actually getting more out of working with her clients and you know seeing them succeed
Oh, it
than
fuels me too.
yeah, like than the materialism of oh hey, I won a trophy.
Right.
Yeah, and I think too the fact that you had to lose all of your physical, like your ability to do anything physically, like you literally had to have somebody come and stay in your
Yeah.
home, like that would have just been that in itself, like the journey through that,
Independence.
the independent, like having to
Yes.
hand all
Yes.
your
Oh, she's frozen. She'll come back.
Uh-oh.
She lives in a country town called Dubbo, which is in the middle of absolutely nowhere. So
Oh
she'll
no.
she'll probably
I
drop
love
out
that though.
and come back again. But I think what she was saying is that like your ability to come from nowhere and then build yourself back into a place
Mhm.
where you're able to engineer yourself, you know,
It
discover
was a
your
whole revamp of just me.
of just you and like this is who I'm about. This is what I'm about. This is where I'm going. My mission I finally have is to give back. I've made my mess my message, she'll come back on in a minute. So I've
Yes.
yeah, so you essentially made your mess your message, and that's why we love getting people like yourself on here. It's like we don't need to know how you train, what splits you're doing, and how many titles you've won, and what's your first food you want to eat after you've like been dieting for 16 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like authenticity is the new currency. And you said, whether it's helping people from a life coaching capacity, I'm like, do you know how much of coaching is actually coaching people in?
And in my clients, I always tell them, like, listen, if you're going through something, this is a safe space. Like, you need, like, whatever's going on in your life affects what you do on your plan, your cardio, your training, your eating, everything. So I need to know what's going on, and I can help you 100%. And sometimes, like, my clients have anxiety, they're getting really nervous, and I'm telling them, I give my life experiences because it kind of like calms them down. Like, listen, I literally didn't even know what I had to wear makeup or earrings my first show. I literally bought a suit off of eBay for 80 bucks, and it was
Oh
a
my
bigger,
God.
I was
I went into
for
like
80 bucks.
what you did with buying a suit off eBay, right? I actually
Mhm.
went into the equivalent of a Walmart and just brought a stock stand
Yes.
bikini,
Yep.
right? No idea. I did my own makeup, look like Drew
I
Carey.
did my own.
Like
I didn't even know that there was makeup artists. I had like little pearl earrings. I didn't know they had, bracelets, nothing. I just had these little pearl earrings. I did my hair, I did my makeup, just foundation and eyeliner. I was 18, I didn't know at
Yes.
all. Um, and then backstage it was crazy. There were people like drinking wine and shots. I'm like, isn't this a bodybuilding show? Like, I was very confused, so like knowing that they have me to guide them and I'm there for their shows. Like, I'm backstage, I'm that crazy coach. Like, what do you need? Water? What we doing? I'm all over the place. And like, I didn't have that my first show. So I'm like, listen, it's really important that I know everything ins and outs. So I am here for you and you are calm. Let me have all the stress. Put it all on me. I want you to be relaxed. And through experiences and through like everything I've been through, I'm like, I want all my clients to have the best experience when it comes to stage. That's it. And it makes me so much happier just in general. I'm happy with myself, but like it makes me so much happier when my clients are happy, satisfied, calm and collected on their plan, and just everything is just going good. It just fuels me and it motivates me myself too. So I feed off of them.
So being away from the bodybuilding industry, like still kind of having it, your foot in it a little bit, helping girls get to shows. And I understand
Mhm.
about coaching women because I only coach women as well. And
Yes.
it's more exciting for you to see them up there than yourself, interestingly enough. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't
Yeah.
explain it. But this journey for you now, heading
Yeah.
into what will be a qualifier to qualify for the Olympia, which we know you're going to do. Like it's going to happen.
I'm excited. I'm
It's
so excited.
it's gonna be great. What is this journey all about for you?
This journey, I feel it's about reinventing myself solely. And you know how like you want to prove people wrong at the same time. And I want to make a statement for myself. Like coming from women's physique and getting into wellness was like a big shock for a lot of people. There are some people who are like, oh, can't wait. Like you're the person, if anything, to like knock the Brazilians off. I love them. They're beautiful, amazing. And I'm like, wait, guys, it's pressure. But like I love the support I'm getting. It's different. Like the support is different. I don't know, like I got a lot of support in women's physique, but like the support is different. It feels different in such a great way. And it's, I don't know, people are so excited. Like I love to see it because it pushes me. And I always tell my followers, my fans, all that stuff. I said, you guys give me that motivation. You guys push me. You guys continue to light that fire under me. And there are people who have been following me for years since I started working out alone in 2013. And it's just a beautiful thing to see people like, oh, she's back. Hey. But it's a beautiful thing to like see people like see me from the very beginning years ago and like just knowing what I've been through and like it just reminds me like you guys saw everything I've been through, like all the bricks, fire, stones, like everything I've gone through and I'm still here. And it just, I don't know, it's just like it's such a great humbling feeling. Like there's no ego, there's no cockiness. I'm just happy to be in a good environment, you know, and I created that over the years. And that alone is a big achievement because I just don't like I have no negativity on my page. And it's the first time ever where you have just a bunch of people just supporting you and positive. That's it. And I love that for me. I do. I really do.
Well, I think perception is projection, isn't it? It's the mirror. When you've done
Yes.
the work, when you've done the shadow work yourself, right? Which is, you know, all the stuff that we judge others for, which is really a part of ourselves that we see.
Yes. Projection.
Projection, right? So you don't project that back anymore because you're on that trajectory. And
Right.
you mentioned about like, you know, this is about reinventing yourself. I think you've already reinvented yourself. It's about showing what you've reinvented.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And along that reinvention, there's a message. Like, what message are you looking to convey?
In order to have the dream life that you want and the right people to attract, you need to dive so deep into yourself. You have to sit with yourself, self-reflection, quiet work, mindfulness, being aware of what you're doing and how what you're doing affects people. And being aware, like if you do, like just being apologetic in general too. And knowing how you're coming off to certain people, being careful with that too. Like I solely I feel not like the person that retired. You know, I feel like it's like it was like a force to stop for a second, not just with the injuries or, you know, just mindset. It was just like you need to stop and reassess right now. You know, you need to figure out how you're going to actually leave a legacy in this sport. It's not just you have a great physique, yes, but as a woman, you need to have a little bit more that knowledge, that pure want for everyone around you to do greatness, to do great as well. And like just experiences too. Like you need that and just sharing that with other people, especially the new ones in this sport. People don't know a lot about the sport when they come in and they're new, or even from another like other organizations. But like, I just want to be able to be that person where they're like, "Oh, go to Shanique. She knows this." Like, I just want to be that source of like
that go-to girl.
She can give you that the life lessons, the experiences. She can tell you the rundown and everything. And if you feel doubtful, believe me, she's got a few stories that can put you back up into place. 1000%. Yeah.
You know, we talk about showcasing this. And, you know, one of the things that I've learned in this journey is you've got people that are very much immersified in bodybuilding, and it is their life. It is their life. It's like they've got nothing else outside of life. They're so immersified in it. And if that's their will and that's their journey, amazing to them. Personally, for myself, it's just a platform.
Yes.
You know, and a platform I'm very grateful for. It's an opportunity. Yes. You know, we all have tools, you know, wanting to inspire women doesn't just have to be done in the space of health and fitness or competitions. There's so many other, you know, 20 ways to skin a cat, really, isn't there? Like that you can do that you can tell your story and do it. And you've chosen, you know, the Pro League, and you've chosen to get back up on stage as a platform to show how you've transformed and to leave your message and to leave your legacy, right? So what do you want the bodybuilding world to provide for you?
Because I had a lot of like platforms like where I would be at expos and I would be on the stage, it would be like Q&A, and like I felt like I just held back a lot. I was still kind of shy. I was still kind of very reserved and like kind of like closed like a bottle, just holding everything in. But I really want to be able to continue sharing my story, you know, like that is like my story, and everything I've went through, it's going to change someone's life. You know, even the greatest can be doubtful. Even the greatest things can happen where it stops them. You know, even the greatest can be so down and out and feel like they can't do something, but they take a step back for a minute. And they reassess and they think, okay, you have to actually believe in yourself first. There are going to be a lot of people that believe in you, but you have to first. And just actually dive deeper in conversation too. Just like this. Like this is the first time I've actually like really gotten this deep on any podcast, because people always ask, you know, what show are you doing? And, you know, why did you choose wellness? Well, it's very marketable right now too. You know,
it's in fashion, darling. Come on.
Yes.
And how many times have you answered the question, what do you eat for your prep? Like we wanted to do something so different with this platform, because it was like, no one wants to know what you're eating. No one wants to know how you
train. It's the same old thing. I just had chicken and rice. So are we all having chicken and rice? Do you have chicken and rice?
Chicken and rice, steak and rice.
Chicken and rice, steak and rice. Add some vegetables. It's just the quantity.
Like it's
the quantity is just different. That's it.
That's it. We're very interested in the mindset. That's what our main focus on this podcast is all about. It's about exploring like what makes a champion, like what is it about their mindset? What have they had to overcome? So I can't wait for you to get out there and inspire people in that way, because
I'm so ready for that. It's almost like I could feel like people are like, she's different. I'm like, who is this girl? You know, that's what I want. That's the kind of reaction I want, because I've matured so much. Oh my gosh. Like this 25-year-old me would never recognize me right now.
And no, I will be honest with you. There was a time when I would never have even dreamed of like commenting on your post, because I was like, oh, she might take it the wrong way. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes you could be very direct with people. Like there is a very different feel to you.
You don't know tone through message too sometimes.
Yeah. You know, and
I came off very intimidating.
She must just get hammered by people just being idiots to her all day on this platform.
And I used to be like that used to happen so much like years ago when I was competing. Like I wouldn't know how to take a comment. I would see it as offensive, and then they would be like, oh wait, I wasn't coming like that, but like I was so like triggered from all the negative I was getting that I was just like, what are you saying? You know, like what are you saying now? Don't be smart. Back to you. Like, oh, you. But now I'm just like, I don't even get that. I maybe get some random person who doesn't follow me at all, but it's like nothing. I just block. I don't respond.
Or like, I think it's that energy that you're putting out though. It is so positive. It's really hard to come back at someone, isn't it? And be negative on their page. if all they're spreading is a positive message. Like it's
Yeah,
pretty hard to come in there and shit, so sorry to say it, but shit all over someone's page
right.
when they're just giving good, good stuff. And you kind
That's
of go,
it.
and then you'll have your followers come and attack that person for doing it.
Oh, they always do. I let my
Yeah,
followers.
100%.
I just let my followers do it because like I just don't have the room for that negative space. I don't have, and like you know what I realize also is people who do that, there's something going on and deeply inside. They may
Oh,
have had a bad day, they may have had an argument with their significant other, they may not be financially in a good space. And all
100%.
that can make you hate someone saying hi to you.
Yeah, so
So
true.
I just take it as they're going through something. Like I've like where I've commented on like a random page, like something funny, and someone like comments something like totally like rude and it makes no sense. And I'm just like, I really hope whatever you're going through, you get through it. We're in really tough times. So I really hope you just sit with yourself for a minute and love you a little bit more because we are in such tough times. Now, of course, like I always try not to like, even with like political stuff and all that stuff, I try to just like kind of like cut myself away from that because it's a lot of negative stuff, and like I focus on what I can control now too. And I feel like a lot of stress comes from things you can't control. Like people are yelling at the TV, like the TV's gonna fix what's going on in this world. Like eggs are so pricey. Oh my God, eggs are so pricey. Like, but you can't fix it. So what can you do about it? Buy the eggs because you need just like gas. You need to buy the
Yeah.
gas. We complain about things that we can't fix. We want to make other people feel bad because we feel bad. And it's just like you can't beat negative with negative, but you can kill negative with positive. And
Yeah.
those kind of people, they never respond to my message because they're like, I was
Oh,
expecting a
how
fight.
do I respond
Like
to
what?
kindness?
It's I've seen videos where like it's like a growling puppy and like the person kisses it and the puppy's just like, is that love I just got? Like it hits them completely
it
different.
shuts it down straight away, diffuses.
And like I don't think really people like really dove into like kill them with kindness until like I kind of like I didn't really realize what it meant that much until I actually am doing it now. And I just do it like I don't have time for it. Just kill them with kindness. Have a blessed day. Have a great evening. I wish you well. But I'm not going to absorb that negative at all.
And that's another thing as well, probably your former version of yourself, your younger version. We all have a story growing up, we all have a story of like trials, tribulation, how we were raised,
Yeah.
schools we went to, and all that sort of stuff. And that molds us as well. And generally, our first show, like I remember my first show, it was my ex.
Humbling. Very.
It was my ex-boyfriend from school. He dumped me. I was only young for what was my best friend at the time. And I was like, I'm gonna get back to him. I'm gonna show him how good I am.
I'm gonna show you. But I realized that revenge feeling, it's only fueled and you're just so fixated on that person or those people. And
Right.
like for me, like, yes, do I want to prove some people wrong? But at the same time, that's a small percentage, a very small. Mostly, I want to prove it to myself. I want to,
Mm.
like, I put it out there. I told you I have no wellness. Well, I better get on it because I can't be all talk. I'm more so focused on that and like not what people say. And I don't like that's the thing, like, I'm not getting anything of like, like Muscle Insider has reposted me, and like there's been other platforms where a lot of people have commented, and like even RX Muscle. And like usually, like those kind of platforms, there'll be people that want to talk smack. Nothing, just
Nothing.
positive.
No.
In the first time ever. Not like even when I was competing in women's physique or figure, there were these people was talking smack. But like this time around, it's like everyone is just like, hell yeah. Like it's a great feeling. It's a really good
Mm.
feeling. And I feel
Yeah.
like, I don't know, it's just the right time. The stars
Yes.
aligned. It's a really like everything. And even this podcast, I'm grateful to be on it and just be able to talk.
Oh, look, we just wanted
Oh,
to have a real conversation on who you are and what you do. We know you're doing wellness. We know you've come from physique. We know you've done, we know
We
you've
see
had,
your stats, we know that.
and we know all this stuff. We're not going to regurgitate stuff that, has
has already been
already
out there, already
and had
been
its
discussed.
time,
Yeah.
had its
Yeah.
phase. But,
Right.
what we will say is 4.5 years of you away from stage, bodybuilding's changed a lot. And we would love to get
You
your
know what?
insights.
You know what's crazy is when I was competing, they didn't have Gilco Productions. He like does the videos
Yeah,
of
Oh
almost
my
he's
God,
the
he's
dance.
amazing. We've
Do
both
you
got a
know how
video of his.
excited I am? I am so excited to see myself. Oh my God, in HD, 4K. Oh my God.
Oh,
Because everything was
there's
on
nothing
phones.
like it. Even I'm so blessed. I wish it had been for a different show, but the show that I have the Gilco video for, I'm still so
It's
I'm just like,
amazing.
oh my God, like I was on stage and I got to have a Gilco Productions
It looks so
video. And
professional.
I mean, yeah,
he's
there's something
amazing.
special about it. There really is because they're amazing.
So good. Like just like I don't know what he's using or how he's using it, but it's just all the angles and like slow-mo. And I'm just like, I can't wait to
Song
see myself
choice.
on stage. I
He's got
cannot, the song, everything. I just cannot wait to see myself in
Oh,
a
I
video
can't
like
wait to see
that.
that either, mate. I
Yeah,
really can't wait to
I'm
he's
see
just
it.
got
so
the magic
excited.
fairy dust, he's got that magic
Yes.
fairy dust. It's his thing. He's found his
Like
thing.
he knows.
I
He knows the
reckon
angles.
Gilco are
Yeah.
gonna be frothing over being able to film you, like, and have that as one of
I know it's
their
gonna be a lot of cameras. I know it's gonna be a lot of
classic.
cameras.
Oh, because I mean, it's gonna be so like history making as well. When you,
Oh, it's gonna be so
oh, it's
good.
just like, oh, I'm so excited.
I'm
Like
I'm so I'm actually gonna document this prep. I'm like, because I have a 2 bedroom apartment. So like my second bedroom is just like my cardio stuff. And I'm gonna get a desk and all that stuff and like a little mic and everything. I mean, I'm gonna start documenting my prep and just talking about it and recording like heading to the gym and like all that talking stuff. Even in the gym. My gym is very supportive of my prep and everything. Prep hasn't started yet, but like they're very supportive. They're excited. It's like family. Like we all know each other, so it's a really good space to like be able to like be myself and thrive within it too. Because like I didn't really have like a gym that was like everyone was just like, okay, let's do this. Like you got this. So this time around, I feel like I'm in the right place. Even the gym environment is different. Even like where I live, like my neighbors are super nice. They'll watch my dog. Like everyone's. I'm in such a good space
Place.
that I just there's no reason for me to be mad or exert any negative energy because I took so much time to build this. I took
yeah.
such a long time to build this and like actually like focus on building it. I wasn't like drowned by the noise of negative people or drowned by the industry of like just wanting to compete continuously. But like I just had a moment of like just silence of like we have to build the life that you are so in love with. And I'm finally there. And I remember I was talking to my mother. I'm just like, things are going too good. I'm scared. Like
No,
when things are
no,
going too good,
no.
I'm like,
Don't
what's
put that
a
out there.
meteor is gonna just fall? Like, what's gonna
No,
happen?
don't
You
jinx
know?
that. Don't jinx that.
No, definitely not. But I always do my best to just think the best outcomes, you know? Because if you think negative, it'll happen. And if you constantly think negative, it's gonna happen because you're like fixating that
Fixated.
image.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I have nothing in me besides being optimistic about every single thing. Being pessimist, my mom one time, it was like 2 years ago, she was like, I don't want to be on the phone with you. You're so negative. And I'm just like, you know what? She's right. I need to stop thinking so negative about things. And my outlook needs to be a little bit more positive and see the good in some things. Like whether I like have like my shorts on and like some people don't like muscular legs. So sometimes I get girls who like maybe laugh and cackle or like guys, laugh and cackle. Mostly guys. Girls always they love legs. Come on. But guys are a little
We
intimidated
love your
and
legs. And we're like,
they
Yeah,
she ain't even in
yeah.
prep yet. And she
but
looks
but
like
now
that.
Like
now that
projection much.
yeah. So like now, like if guys like are like rude or something in public, I'm just like, I'm healthy. I feel good, and it's more so insecurity
Mm.
too.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah.
one
I
thing that
think
is
being a female too, I think that a lot of the girls, like we've all struggled with that. Um, well, it is misogyny, of what a woman should look like.
Oh, dainty, skinny thing.
having been a larger, like I'm really tall, like I'm 5'10".
Wow.
I'm really broad, quite heavy for a girl of my age, like my height and stuff like that because of my muscle.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the older you get, the more you just realize, like, I mean, I wish I could say to my younger self, oh my God, don't even worry about what you look like because it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It doesn't
Mm-mm.
matter.
At all.
And that's why it's so great for you that you're still an active competitor and you've got to that place where you've actually realized, hey, you know what? I'm healthy. I'm happy. I feel good about the way that I look.
Yeah.
Um, and that's all that matters.
That's it. That's it. Because I'm only going to have this energy and aura about me. Like, I'm just in a good mood. Like, I'll
Yeah.
compliment people I don't even know. I'm at the gym, and like I see a girl, her hair is bright red, eyebrows are red. I'm like, I love this color on you. You look great. And she was so shocked. She was like, thank you. Because people aren't really expecting someone to randomly compliment something that they, a hairstyle they got new and people don't notice, and like, oh, so I know, and like you don't know how good you can make their day. So like
Oh,
for
that's
me,
so true.
I'm always trying to like, even if like someone compliments me, I try to find something on them to compliment, you know? Um, and it's just like I want to see that more in this world
Yeah. Yeah.
because
I
people,
love that.
I don't know if it's Vegas, but like people just don't like to look at you. They don't like to eye contact. Like I smile at everyone.
Mm.
I always have to because I know like when people smile, I'm just like, that's that's nice. It doesn't hurt to give someone a smile. That might
Yeah.
have been the only smile they've seen today.
That's so true. I get the nickname Smiley, like because I'm always smiling.
That was my nickname when I was a baby.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, that's because my mum always said to me, like, if someone doesn't have a smile, give them one of yours.
Perfect.
And so I just kind of go through, and it's amazing how many people come up to me and go, oh, like you're so nice. And it's just like, oh, I'm just like everyone else, but you know why you think that? Because I smile. And people are so you don't actually realize that so many people they don't have a smile, they don't have a someone to make them feel warm in their life on a daily
Mm-mm.
basis. Like there's
A
a
lot
lot
of
of
people
people
who
out
are,
there in a lot of pain. Yeah.
yeah.
And
Oh, I mean,
yeah,
just like I was talking about, like just focusing on things that they can't control, like it
yeah,
really can consume them so
totally.
much, stress them out, and you just kind of get quiet to the world. And like some people, it's unfortunate they don't want to talk to anyone, even a friend.
Yeah.
And you can't keep all this stuff bottled up. It's going to eat you alive. It's going to destroy you and just choke you. Like you're not going to be able to breathe eventually. And it's it's unfortunate. Like a lot of people in this world are dealing with that.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
when I go outside, I mean, it's like I'm just positive, and like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just like talking about like you like just I try to make people laugh, like it's just random stuff. Like my clients always laughing, always laughing. I always send them like memes or something like that, something fitness related about coaching and training and stuff, and they love it. But like we just need more positive people in this world and more people who look inward and also know that their energy has an effect on this world too.
Love
That's
it.
it,
Oh my
I
God, I
love
love
that.
that.
And like you're clearly an inspiration to so many women, and then coming back into the circuit now as well. You're gonna, fire up a lot of athletes that are already in the
oh, I'm
sport.
so excited.
Like we said, it's evolved so much in 4.5 years,
Oh
and
my God, yes.
Rose and I are so passionate about women in our sport. We're
Even
also
fit model now.
yes, right.
Right.
And we're so passionate about keeping women's sport protected and safe and healthy and happy and feminine,
Yes.
all of those things, and holding that kind of a space. So like we see you as being a leader in that space,
But
just
that's
because,
exactly like what I want to
yeah,
do. Like that's like my goal is like I become that impactful speaking wise that people actually are like, we want you on this panel. I'm like, coming.
Yeah,
Like
I can
I
do that. Yeah.
you know, just like inspirational leaders in a sense who can share something and can impact an audience.
Sid said that in
To
her podcast, Shanique, she's like, y'all don't realize the weight of that crown and the responsibility that you have wearing that crown.
yeah.
And she's like, I want to make sure that whoever takes over in figure is ready with the responsibility and the accountability that comes with taking that and having that crown.
And like the thing about that is like when I retired, I really wanted women's physique to stay like beautiful and graceful and feminine and just I was always told you're such a great ambassador. And I was so afraid on like who would take it and if how impactful they would be because it's not just about money, how much you have, it's about who you are and how your followers see you. You know, if you have a bunch of people just commenting on your physique and not who you are, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
If you're not on Instagram talking to your people, and I don't do I'm gonna get into lives again. I used to be so good on lives years ago. But I make sure to talk to people. I make sure to, you know, play some music in the morning, you know, just good morning, good vibes. Make sure you get your body moving and feeling good, like all that stuff, you know. And if you're not an ambassador in the sport and you're not like excited and you're not like talking to your people and you're not, you know, just giving people a piece like just to go with and feel motivated, feel happy, feel, you know, good, something that they get excited to see on your page, not just like flexing photos, but like just something more. Not just always about bodybuilding. Like I talk on my page now too. I have some talking videos. I'm actually going to make one tomorrow to post, and people love hearing me talk. And like it's just more than just a a striated picture of you, you know, like it's just more than that. And like people need that. People need an ambassador and someone in the sport who they actually like hearing them talk.
Yeah.
And
That's
that is
and like
real.
that's
That is
yes.
real.
And
That's
who's very
real. Yeah.
blunt, honest,
Mm.
and
Authentic.
passionate about what they say, you know, and there's a backup to what they're saying and it just dives deeper. Like a lot of people are so surface level. It's ridiculous. People
Yeah.
don't dive deep within
Yeah.
and actually it's it like it's so deep that it actually like penetrates through the people and
Penetrates.
like
Yeah.
they could feel like your words. They can feel like how what you're expressing made you feel. It's just like it's a vibrational, it's a different kind of vibration, you know, and there's so many people who just don't even know how to tap into that.
And it's almost like this for you as well is also you educating
Mm-hmm.
your followers as well. It's helping them level up. It's helping them evolve.
Education in this sport is so important because you'll have those people who are kind of blinded with what they're doing and they're inspiring people to go down that route too. And it's unhealthy. And it's like you have to be realistic. Like I am always very realistic with people, especially if they want to step into the industry, you know, natural versus unnatural. You know, I have some clients who want to stay natural and I'm like, that's totally fine. Let's work through it. You know, I will never pressure anybody to like, you know, take it to the next level. It's just you have to be like brutally honest with people and also respect their boundaries, of course, with getting on stage and what you need to get on stage, all that stuff.
There's a big, and on that note with natural versus natural, it's like, you got to step up. Well, maybe stepping up isn't going to the unnatural side. Maybe it's looking at further evolving
Yes.
your education in the natural side, because what's happened is that there is obviously a large distortion now in the world of bodybuilding. We've had immense amount of injuries and deaths as a result,
Yeah.
with other contributing factors, of course.
Yeah.
But it is scientifically known, and there's been reports on it where people that overconsume steroids and peds and things like that, their life tends to end up shorter than
Yeah.
reach their full potential
Right.
in terms of their
Yeah.
age.
And I'm always
Very
telling
scary.
people,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm always telling people like just be very careful on who you choose as a coach because unfortunately, I mean, I have no one to name and I won't, but like unfortunately, they're just like there are coaches who just aren't in it for your health. They're in it for you to win you know, they'll give you whatever without knowledge, you know, and I'm a nerd. I love researching new stuff, especially like stuff that works with my client. Cause like everybody's different. Everybody's body is different. And whether it comes with the food or certain kind of meals that they need, like gluten free, or you have a celiac disease is very popular in fitness, you know, and you just need to cater to each person health wise, because if their health is not right, then nothing else is going to be right. And there's not a lot of platforms that actually prioritize being healthy, being well presented, and women just diving and just embracing their feminine too, all in the bodybuilding, not fitness, but the bodybuilding industry on such a level. I feel like we need to inspire the new people that we can also be gracious, gorgeous, elegant, and still have this muscle.
That's so
and it's
true,
so
because
important.
it's so sad seeing, I'm seeing this real trend of the younger girls, and there's this
Oof.
real masculine
Oh,
energy.
it's like
It's
muscle mommy time. It's
what the
muscle
hell?
mommy.
I'm like, who's
It's just
talking
like
about muscle mummy? What the?
it's like you're, what are you doing? Like
Yeah, I'm not in for it. I'm like, no judgment, but I think
not judgment.
it's coming from a place of defensiveness, and a
Yes.
place that's not genuinely where a woman, like, who's feeling in her true feminine energy, like there's a beautiful part of femininity which allows you to be strong and powerful, and you can be that woman, but
Yeah,
you
you
don't
don't have to
have
come
to.
off as like so like you know, like there's a lot of
Yeah,
girls because
aggressive.
they feed off of the men
Oh,
who
Oh my
like,
God,
yes.
yes, the
and they
Thank
masculine
feed
mind.
you.
off of the men, and then they try to like prove a point, but instead, like, you're supposed to be soft. No matter
Uh-huh.
how much weight you lift, no matter what division you're in, as a woman, you remain soft in this world.
Yes.
And like, and that's the thing. And I feel like those men who may talk smack, they could feel that masculine energy, and that's when they start being disrespectful. But if you're being
Yeah.
feminine and you're taking care of yourself, and I'm talking about your face, your body, your skin, and the clothes
Yes.
that you wear that complement
Oh,
you, and it's not like skin tight and you're just like this. Like, I
oh my
don't like,
God. Thank you.
even my post I made today, I'm not flexing. I'm flexing my legs. I'm just relaxing in my feminine. I'm not doing stuff that's like, oh, what's up? Like, I can lift you. Like, it's not like that. Like, and I feel like girls find, like, the younger ones, they find it, it's like, they find it like I'm intimidating these little boys, or like I'm like, you're just like, I don't
Yeah.
know I don't know where we're getting
Like,
this
I could
energy from.
outlift you, or I could outthink
Right.
you. Like, why do you
Right.
want to?
Look,
Girls, be real
there's probably
careful for what
history
you
there.
girls are.
Yeah.
I've got this real thing at the moment. I'm like, girls, be careful what you wish for. Because I'm telling you, a world without masculine, strong men is pretty freaking shit. Like, we need masculine, strong men, and us
Yes.
trying to emasculate them and put them
Yes.
down constantly. It ain't it. It's not it.
Mm-mm.
I want a
Mm-mm.
strong man, and who lets me be in my feminine.
I want to be dainty. That's, you
Yes.
know, like, yes, pick up. I'm so heavy, I can't pick it up. But I just squatted
Yes.
like 225,
Let
like
me be a
nothing. Like, it was a,
pussycat,
like, I'm
but
sorry.
Yeah,
look,
exactly.
I think there's a lot of platforms out there, like, like certain channels and shows
Yeah.
that really endorse that archetype, that really endorse that character,
Mhm.
that really
Mm-hmm.
source out and egg on those younger ladies. And you see them, I've seen
Yeah.
them on certain platforms, and they're like barely 22 years old, and they're like,
Oh,
oh, this girl
they're
got
easily influenced.
They're
That's
right.
the
sorry, and you
thing.
don't even
Yeah.
feel you feel sorry for these girls, because it's like, do you like, it's not a good look. Okay, it's
I
not a
feel
good.
like it takes time though.
It
It does.
does.
Like,
It
for
does.
me, yeah. For
It
me,
it does. It can. Mm.
yeah, like it takes time. Like, I when I first started, I was like, no days off. No days off, train 7 times a week. Oh yeah, like I would just have this mindset because of what I saw, and I just kind of copied it.
Yeah.
And it takes time. It takes a long time. I mean, even me, I'm 29 years old and I'm just like just getting it now within the industry, and like it's not about posting your poses from when you're on stage. I mean, yes, I share some things from stage, but like not all the time. Balance, talking videos, funny videos, personality, something like a bikini shot, nothing crazy, you out somewhere, nice jeans and shirt, like doing something more than just like flexing,
Yeah.
and that's all that I was when I was competing in figure and women's physique. I was just like the flexing shot. I'm in the gym. Like it was just like boring. I
Yeah.
had a lot of followers from like winning the shows, but like now I'm building quality people who are just excited to see them back.
Yeah. And you're
You
probably
know?
getting more interaction on your page with people
Oh my
actually like
God, yes.
asking you questions and
Oh
like
my
you're
God, yeah.
answering them and yeah.
Yeah. And then like just the clients have been great coming in and it all like it sticks. Like I just love the energy that I have built and the platform I'm building. And I'm still like I've deleted so many photos and videos because I just want to curate this platform of like she has really positive energy. She's really focused on the gym. Her clients are doing well. They're happy. Like I just want people to come on my page and just be like, wow, I like this person. Like just
Yeah.
Love
who
that.
they are, not you have a
Love
great
that
body,
so much.
And that's why that's what's making me get more female followers too, because I'm
Yes.
speaking more, and I'm naturally a girl's girl too. So it's important to show that as well and cater to more of my female audience too, because I want to build that more. I have a lot of male followers, the percentage is wild, but I just realized that it's changing because of what I'm doing and what I'm
Yeah.
posting, what I'm sharing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's so
that's
good.
amazing. And it's only gonna continue to grow like that as
Oh,
well.
it's so
There's
good.
a certain
Mm.
level of self-respect and integrity that you
Yes.
have. And this is no disrespect to anyone that does this, but there's a lot
No.
of people in the industry because they have to survive, or they think it's the only way they need to survive, that does fans only, and
Oh, see, that we good. I'm glad we talked about that.
right. And I'm seeing more and more of it in
Mm.
like the elite levels, the levels where you've got Olympians
On the Olympia stage and still
on the
doing
Olympia
that.
stage. And I'm like, is
Yeah.
that who you want to represent?
But thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you go.
Because listen, having respect for your body, you like showcasing it on Instagram in a classy way. Like you can have a classy way of wearing a bikini or a suit, and you can have a very, very you're looking for that kind of attention, kind of bikini or suit, you
Yeah.
know? And now that kind of those kind of photos and the platform that they use, it's now sexualizing something as simple as, my back shot that I took like a week ago.
Yes.
There was one person saying, oh, it's like the porn industry. No, it's not. I'm in my suit. I'm not doing anything derogatory, like bending over by any means, but they will sexualize it because they've seen so
Oh,
much
yes. I was going to say it's
sexualized
because
in a
of the
flexing way.
yes, it's because of the
Yeah.
sexualization. Like I'm
Yeah.
the same. I feel like I can't even put up front shots now where I'm just in my undies because it has become so sexualized that now it feels like I'm doing that. Like I'm like, no, I
But
don't
you're
want.
not doing anything wrong. It's just the way that they portray all of the
Yeah,
women now.
a
Yeah.
100%. And what we've noticed is that yeah, the sexualization and almost like, well, this is kind of what you've got to do if you want to be in this sport. It's
Mm-mm.
becoming like that, and it's like
Yeah.
you've got to use this amount of drugs if you want to be a pro. And
Mm-mm.
then girls go,
Less
oh,
is
how am I going to
more.
afford to do that? Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll start an OnlyFans page. Like it's just this really very dangerous cascade that I'm like, can the league see this from the outside, how it's
They
looking?
do not. You'll see. So if you look at the certain people who have like
Mm.
OnlyFans, Fansly, all that stuff, and you look at their placing, you'll know that
Yeah.
these people, the judges see everything that you do.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, especially if you have it on in your bio, you know,
I'm
link
like,
tree
that
here,
to me,
and it's
it's
a free
not a good
account.
look. You know, it's not a good look when you've got a professional organization of
Yes.
athletes
Yes.
and that's going on. It's like the days of the Nicole Wilkins and you know, the Candace
Candace
Carter,
Carter's.
like
Oh my God, I miss Candace.
you can't even
Right.
dream of one of those girls. They were so classy. They were so beautifully presented. Their photos were all so well done at the time, their shoots and what they chose to wear and all those sorts of things.
Just the detail
Girl,
and how they portray their physique, and it wasn't like,
yes.
I'm bending over. Oh, here's a little bit of my hoo-ha. And like,
Oh,
you know, here's a little
a
bit like,
I'm gonna say it, but we have a little joke going on with ourselves and because sometimes it's barely covered and it's like, oh, we've got this colored
but
Cha-cha.
it's like
Oh,
a
today.
it's like a
pink
line.
cha-cha, blue cha-cha,
We've got a
green
It's
blue
literally
cha-cha.
just like
today.
a little thin line that
One
is literally
one
covered.
move. One
And then
move
you
to
could
the
kind of see it. You could kind of see a little bit of it. I'm like, I don't know you that well, but
And
I'm
you
just
feel
gonna X out of
embarrassed. If
this.
you're feeling embarrassed looking at these, you know,
what
Feel
I
weird.
sit there and I look at my phone and I go, oh my God, I can't look at that.
But
Like,
like I'll open my phone and I'm like, oh, I gotta swipe out. I'm not looking at anything like pornography wise. And like I'll
yeah,
be outside and like people will see my phone. I'm like, I
yes.
don't know who that is.
It's and that's the thing. It's like I wish that the league could just see this a little bit more professionally from an
And
outside
like kind of
perspective.
like indirectly say it in like a video. Like we need our
Yeah,
ladies to be a
like
little bit
because it's
more.
starting to look so smutty. And
think
like
about
Yeah.
if you're
And
a
you don't see the
parent, right?
guys do this,
Yeah.
you know? You don't see the guys do this at all. I mean,
No.
the thing is, a lot of girls, I mean, people are money hungry. I get it. You know, you're in a financial rut.
Yeah.
It's easy to, you know, there's a big world of where people will buy anything, you know. But I don't think these women are actually looking at different ways that they can actually make money, like endorsements,
Yes.
like creating
Yes.
your page where it caters to something that someone is like, I can use this person. Like I just got a endorsement. I post my morning detox shot every morning. You know, sometimes I miss it because I don't post it. But and then this company called Morning Routine reached out to me. Like, here's some samples we would love. And it's hydration, digestion, and wellness. It's lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, the stuff I use. So
Right.
the thing is, when you're consistent with something that you actually do use on a regular basis, you don't know who's watching you. You don't know who wants to pay you to use their product that you are already using in a different version.
Yeah.
And it's just about being consistent, being passionate, and knowing that you are that person to get that endorsementship, get that collaboration, and get paid for it. But those girls don't think like that, or they don't view themselves as highly like they're capable of working with a company and getting paid for their value. They just see it as so many people are so addicted to the fast money, and
Yeah.
it's become very sickening, like in any type of way. And I just want people to look at the industry as like, we respect ourselves and we work hard and we're not giving things easily. Like I want it to look like that, not just, oh, she'll sell me her socks. Like I don't want.
I know because I've had I think what started to really open my eyes was things that people would say to me about the sport and I'd be like, what? Why do they have that perception? Why do they have that
Right.
perception? It's like that perception is coming from something and then when you go and actually have a look at how it looks from the outside, you go, "Oh, this doesn't look real good." You know,
Right.
when
The
you've got
outside in, it's a bad look,
it's
you
a
know?
bad. And if
yeah.
you're a parent, like going, oh yeah, my child wants to go down this road into body, but you'd be looking at it going, not that league, not
But
that one.
it forces people to sexualize the ones that aren't even doing it though. And that's what I
Yeah,
don't like, you
that's what
know?
I exactly. So
Yeah.
we don't, but then we might get the tagline. I get asked all
Yep.
the time, "Oh, have you got an OnlyFans page?" Oh, fuck
I've
off.
had people say, I wish you made content. I'm like, block,
Block.
I don't
Yeah.
have time. Nope, you're creepy.
See you later.
Nope,
Bye-bye.
I can't. You're a creep.
later.
Can't do it. If someone comments something weird, like sexually blocked, I don't need it. I don't want it. And I've gotten more of my male followers to be more respectful.
That's so good.
Because
See,
that,
you're educating them. See, men
yeah,
can be respectful, but they will be disrespectful if you let them. If you're
men can
sitting
be
there
trained.
interacting on there and going, oh yeah, baby, I'll do whatever. Like, because that's what some of these girls, they interact like that to keep these people on their pages. So all we
No.
can
It's the
do is
wrong
educate.
interaction, and it's like flippant, you know, they're on
It's not
20
me.
other girls' pages, and
Yeah.
you know, do you
I
have
won't even respond. I won't
no, you
respond
don't even
to
give
stuff
them
like
the
that.
space to respond, right? So
No.
this is it, you know, it's like from the leagues around the world. Let's just not talk about the pro league, but let's talk about the league that we are in respectfully.
Yeah.
We do know, because that's where we're immersified. Like if athletes were paid more that won, you know, in their shows, right? If there wasn't this double standard of men getting $500,000, girls getting $50,000. Oh, why? Because
So
attract more to the show. And I'm just fucking saying that because I don't give a fuck. And girls,
big topic.
do you know what I mean? Like, and girls, we get like
Big topic.
Gillen, 8-year champion. She's walked away with $400,000. That's not even 1 year's worth what Mr. Olympia wins. You know,
True.
and
What
she's
I could do with
an
400K.
eight-time
Put me
fucking
in the
champion.
chunks.
You know,
Put
it
me in
used to
chunks.
be the top 5 get money. Now it's the top 3. It used to be 5,000. Now it's 3,000. And
And
it's
there's more
like,
shows than ever. So why? I don't understand. There's more
So
shows than ever.
when I retired, I spoke about this. I did. And when I tell you, I got so much like,
slack.
what are you talking about? But the thing is, I remember one person said, one girl, she was like, it's not about the money. I'm like, honey, listen, do you know all the stuff we have to buy, all the stuff we go through? You know, it's a journey. And if these guys get paid, if second place gets 150K, listen, I never really understood that. And like I love the industry, but I feel like if the woman got paid a little bit more, they wouldn't have to resort to
Bingo.
other things.
You've got it.
And if the like even the prize money for other shows, like other pro shows, it's not $10,000. It's half of that or less. Maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 5, but it's not double digits. You know, like
No.
these bodybuilders, they get like 10K at a show, and I'm like, okay, what are they paying at the Arnold? Yeah, you know, it's a lot more money, and it like again, like I was told that it's because they've been in the sport longer, but when I talked about how much the classic physique guys were getting paid in 2020, 30K, they're getting paid. 212, 30K. And when I talked about it, I showed people literally the prize money. People didn't know about it. And then out of nowhere, it went up. And I'm like, sometimes, even if it's just you standing alone, it can make a big change.
Amen.
But I'm just hoping that, you know, moving forward, they see that we are just as valuable as the men. We bring people, even myself, there's so many people ready to see me. We bring people to the shows too. We have a equivalent part to it all. So I'm just hoping gradually that prize money will go up, because it went from 35K when I first started to 50K. So at least we're progressing, even if it's not like every year, but at least we're progressing. So I'm happy with that alone. You know, like it would be great if they jumped more, but you know, we just have to take it one shot at a time.
Well, you know, you've got to look at obviously how much money it takes to run a show, the sanctions
Yes.
for the promoters. Like there's a lot of
Right.
expenses that are involved, but also you've got to look at the top of the food chain, the guys running the show, like your Manions and all that sort of stuff as well. They're capitalizing a lot, you know, on, you know, like how many shows are there? 200 a year, more, plus
But a lot of money also goes into the shows too, like
and the shows as well, the lighting and all
the
the
lighting
productions and the
and even renting that spot is
yeah.
a lot of money. Even the vendors, all that
Oh.
go into hand. Like it's a lot. The Olympia, Jesus, I don't even know. I can't even think about how much it costs. I know one booth is like thousands, hundreds of $1,000s. So yeah.
And the thing is, without you, there is no bodybuilding.
And like you have that era where, remember, Phil Heath and Kyrie, people love that battle, that duo, and like people really enjoyed seeing Sean Roden on stage. They enjoyed seeing Brandon Curry. They even, like, in the women's division, we loved seeing Latoya Watts, Sydney. They love seeing me. You know, they love seeing a lot of.
Remember when Dana Lynn Bailey came out? I mean, she became a massive star.
First Miss Olympia in women's physique. Yeah. Like she started it all, you know, and then we had Juliana Marlicani and all that stuff. And like, it's just like, it's been an evolution of like, just like these amazing people who have left their mark and who have shaped the division. Like, figure would have never been figure if it wasn't for Latoya Watts or Sid.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Latoya started it, but like Sid kind of like just long journey.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah. No, it's
true.
Yeah, and like we're very talented, so it's just, you know, we're just proving our point.
And
women just have to work a little bit harder.
I love how feminine you've kept yourself as well. Like, you sound like a girl, your face is a girl, your physique has this roundness about it, that it's not squared off.
I literally, that was the biggest thing. That was the biggest thing, because I was very square. My legs were not as full. Glutes, I literally didn't even know what to do, you know. And just like taking the time to detail in the food. I hate so much food now, but I love it. I'm not complaining, you know. But like reshaping my body, I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think that was like possible for a minute. And then like, I kid you not, it was like literally today that I'm like, oh look, I look like wellness. What? Like literally today.
I finally look like wellness.
Like, guys, you see this? I look different. I look like the girl, you know. So it's it was definitely like just exciting to like see that change and like see my body. And it also has to do with muscle maturity too. You know, because I was 25 when I retired. I'm 29 now. So like, just like that woman in me is kind of like more so coming out. And like, just especially like being feminine, it's gonna be your make it or break it, you know, like it's really important. And like, there's no reversing this kind of stuff, you know, like if you go too far, you're too far gone. And I always tell women, like, just be so mindful on the person you choose, because whoever gives you your protocol, it's going to either make you better and keep you feminine, or it's going to make you better, but it's going to have really bad side effects.
It's going to have a cost.
So it's called being blinded in the industry and not seeing, you know. And I hate saying that. It's so depressing to say.
We're really lucky now. We've got, you know, they just recently had it was the NPC Women's Posing Seminar, or that seminar.
I was very upset I wasn't invited.
Oh, it'll be coming.
It'll
come.
It'll be coming for sure.
Even just stop having something like that, you know, up and running for women. I think their fourth year, and they've just been growing and growing and growing. I think something like that's really great too. And I would love to see more independent clinics, so to speak, that are able to bring in professionals from all areas, in not just
and work with like wellness clinics that actually like can where you can not just like peptide companies, stuff like that, but like wellness where it's like IV hydration, all that stuff. And like you can also like inform the industry, like, hey guys, this is really helping me and it's good for your internal being. And just more health, more health, more companies who actually want to collaborate with people who take their health seriously. But they kind of strayed away, and they kind of kept their distance because they see people just abusing, just walking around with a stick in their arm, like, hey, like, you know,
it's going to be marketable too. And I think that's
for the right people,
you know, people that are inside the industry, you know, Mutants and, you know, all the other mainstream supplement companies, they're normalized seeing jacked girls and jacked guys, and that's their market. But if you're wanting to expand as an organization or as an individual, as an athlete, are you marketable? Can the general population look at you and go, Wow. Yes.
Right.
And how long
Or
have I
and
been
not
saying this for? That the league needs to, you've got to return to this. If you want the mainstream sponsorship for your shows, I'm telling you
Agree.
now, here
Yeah.
in places like Australia, Ireland, all these other places that aren't America, no one is going to sponsor shows. That's why it's so hard to get shows, because no one will sponsor it when there's such a really bad look. Like, I hate to say it, but
right.
it's just a really, like, not across the board. Like, of course, we've got athletes like you, but I'm like, you know what, league? You need to push the athletes like Shanique. You need to, that have a story, that have kept themselves feminine. But all I seem to see on all these muscle admiring pages and all that, that they don't do the sport any good either, to be honest. All
Oh,
these
it's creepy. It's
Oh,
Mm.
and
creepy
they
more
they
so.
slide
Yeah.
into your DMs. All of us girls know,
Oh,
All the time.
don't they?
All
Right?
the
We
time.
know, we
All the
all know
time.
who they are, and we all know
Mm-hmm. Oh, can I
what
use
they
your photo?
stand.
No.
Can I talk to you? Fuck
Nope.
off.
Absolutely not. Right, exactly. I'm like, please don't. I don't want this around me. It's not
Yeah,
gonna go good.
please
I know
go
what you
away with
want.
your
Yeah,
freakiness.
yeah.
yes. But yes, bringing the like expanding the repertoire of organizations that affiliate
Yeah.
themselves
And
with.
allowing the girls too to like, as you said, to you were consistent, and then you were able to get a sponsorship with that health company.
Mhm.
There is the capability, but they're not going to come along if you've got your, sorry to say it, but if you've
Hoo-ha.
got your the JJ out on the gram, and that's all you
There
see, like
it's too
right there.
sexualized. Like there's one company I work with, it's called Fit Butter. It's like, protein butter, peanut butter. And they were doing a collaboration with Cocoa Pebbles and Fruity Pebbles. And the industry has been so the female side has been so sexual in a sense that they did not want to collab with anybody in the industry, but like just anybody, this any other person, just not in the industry, because it was too raunchy in a sense, or too sexualized. And of course, cereal is like a kid's cereal, so they didn't want to collaborate. Even if I had a very gentle kind of platform, they just didn't want to be associated with the bodybuilding industry.
See, now, did Corey Everson have that problem? No, she was on
No, she was on
mainstream movies.
magazines.
Like,
Hmm.
have a look at yourselves. Sorry, if you're listening from the league, I don't give a shit anymore. I've got enough.
She was
True
like, "Listen,
Australian
we
comment.
we we
Grandma
have
Rosie
been
is coming out to say, fucking pull your heads in and
do your
wake up
makeup a
to
little bit, do
yourselves.
your hair, wear something cute, go shopping,
Yes.
find something that compliments you." This past summer, I had a crop top and a long skirt. I never wore that, but I felt so elegant in it. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is just
So
flowy and
pretty.
like just
Yeah.
playing
Funny.
around in different stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big jeans, like fit jeans. I love fit jeans.
Yeah.
And a kind of crop top kind of girl. I love that, and some heels. Love it. My favorite kind of combo. And I love dressing up. Like there's one platform who kind of didn't I forgot, someone commented on the page saying like she dresses up a lot. She's actually super feminine. And it was just like a moment where I don't have to talk for myself or defend myself, because people know. And if you actually pay attention, I like to dress up. I like to, have balance within my life. Of course, not when I start prep, but I enjoy the balance of life and going out and getting dressed up, because the biggest part of being a woman is dressing up and going out and just taking photos and just being in that feminine,
Yes.
even like going to shows, you dress up, but like some girls will wear these super tight dresses, and then it'll just outpouring, and it's so like, what are you doing? It doesn't compliment your body. It just makes you look like you're in a small little tube top dress, and you're just like kind of like overpowering the whole thing. It doesn't look too feminine, is what I
Yeah.
mean. Like,
Yeah.
like I feel like a lot of people, it took me some time to find like my kind of style that
Yeah.
compliments me and I feel comfortable in. Like I love like puffy, like long sleeves that kind of just like, it's just cute. Like you don't need to always like going out. I don't need to always show my arms. you know. I don't need
Yeah.
to always show my, like, I don't need to wear like a super short skirt,
I've
you
kind of got a
know.
little rule where I'm like, okay, if I'm wearing a short skirt, then I'm going to have something more covered in so that
Yes.
not my
Yes.
legs and my arms are out. And it's like, and I'm big into fashion too. Like I love fashion and I like wear a
Yes.
lot of high-waisted skirts and,
Love it.
blouses
I
for
wear
work and
high-waisted
yeah,
skirts in jeans.
and
I love it.
high-waisted pants with the flare
Mm-hmm.
leg. Like I love all
Yep.
that. And there's so many ways, girls. One thing I can tell you is that less is more. And,
Oh,
keep it simple, stupid. Coco Chanel, you can't go wrong. Um,
Yes.
and, sometimes like you think by getting it all out there that you're looking like really sexy and really like, but you know what? The thrill of the hint of sexuality is so much more alluring to most men than having it all out there.
Yes.
It really is. Like,
Like you look classy, but it's also like sexy at the same time. Like
yes,
you have clothes that complement your body, but you're not showing so much of
yes,
your body, you
yes,
know. That's the biggest thing for me. Like I remember I wore a leather skirt one time, but I had a long sleeve crop top on, you
yeah,
know. Like it's just like you can look beautiful, you can look sexy, you can look classy, but it's about how you style that outfit. And everybody's style is different. It's just about, you know, like I think it takes time too. But some people are so far gone though, it's just their style. And
yeah,
that's that,
just
you
like
know.
honestly, there's the psychological aspect and then there's the chemical aspect to this as well. I'm talking about in our nutshell of an industry where
Right.
you've got obviously women taking androgenic compounds and substances that actually changes their molecular structure to start with.
Right.
And their
Right.
psychology, because the chemistry is different inside of them. So they're trying to be feminine, but they're in their masculine, if that makes
It's
sense.
like I've seen that before. I
Mm.
have where it's kind of off-putting, I would say, in a sense, because I feel like they're too late with it and they didn't notice it enough, and now they're trying to make up for it, but no matter what they do, it's in the voice, like you can't change that. And that's why, like, the biggest thing is just be careful what you take. Like, less is more when it comes to PEDs. Like,
mm.
you don't need that much, and you don't need testosterone.
Okay.
You don't need
There are
insulin.
some compounds
I'm
you
laughing because
don't go
yesterday,
to.
I'm laughing because yesterday in Australia, we had we had a post come out and it was about a person who had gone to a natural show and had been tested and their test results are out.
I wonder if
Oh,
I'm,
dead set, like Shanique, you would not believe. So this is a natural person,
oh
and the
gosh.
list of the substances were like this long, and I'm like,
Oh
oh my
no.
God, no.
The first substance was
No.
tren,
Yeah,
tren.
yeah.
And then there was like MPP, Dynabol,
Oh, those are
like
hardcore ones
testosterone,
That's
too.
what Lisa was
propionate,
saying. She's like,
like
that is some hardcore
then
shit.
you had
Like,
your
That's some really
clenbuterol,
hardcore
all
stuff
your
right there.
antis.
Yeah.
Like it was just like I'm like you wouldn't even see men on all of those things at any one given time. It
Not
didn't,
at once.
yeah,
No.
let alone at once. And I was like,
Yeah.
surely they're joking. Like, surely it's not real. Maybe it's just some, like some clickbait or something like that. But no, went
Mm-mm.
into the actual website where they have
No.
the person
Oh
and it
my
was like
God.
16 substances in this human being.
That's yeah, that's the thing. Like some people will do preps without anyone. They'll do it themselves just because they don't want to invest when they really should. Or they invest in the wrong person who's just about the money and that's it. And
mm,
they just kind of give you whatever.
Correct.
Or somebody just in general who doesn't know much about PEDs but wants to take you on, like they know about it, but they really don't. And then
Correct.
you have the
yeah.
worst kind of side effect ever, and it's
Yeah.
irreversible and you can't change it.
Yeah.
And that's why
Mm,
you need to really do your research and really talk to your coach. Like you need to get on a phone call, talk to them, and kind of pick their brain, kind of feel them out and who they
Like,
are,
what would you
what
say?
their
Like,
values are.
what would you say to someone that is wanting to work with a coach? Like, how would someone that's never had anything to do with the industry, like now wants to do it's like on their bucket list to do a show, and they have to pick a coach, and then you've got like all you've because we know that there's your popular ones, and they're generally not always the best ones. I'll just say that.
Listen, there have been some popular coaches who have been outed very much, and I wouldn't even work with them, you know, but they still have clients. So it's just like the thing is, some coaches can have a bad experience, and then you kind of define them off of that. But I feel like maybe it was just like that client who, you know, it was just like a bad kind of communication, and they just weren't a good fit, you know, and that can happen. There, you can get a coach, and you guys just don't coincide, and just the communication, you just can't get it, and you can't get it right. And sometimes that happens, and then you don't realize that you need to part ways, and then it kind of gets worse. You know, like you don't really pick up that up, and then you just kind of go through with it, and then it gets even worse. So as a coach, I'm very aware on picking the right clients. Like before they even pay me, before they send the questionnaire back, I want to make sure I talk to them on the phone, and I kind of know their mindset and if they're really serious. Because if they're not, they're gonna fall off. We're gonna have miscommunication. They're gonna disappear, and I just don't want that. I want any of my clients to be pure and excited for their journey along with me next frontier.
Yeah.
It's important. It's important. I don't want to be have a client who I can't talk to, you know, and
And
communicate
what
with.
should they be asking you? Like what would you expect your like a prospect to be asking you when they are looking for a coach?
So I have a questionnaire I send to my clients. My dog's next to me. I have a client. I mean, I have.
I've got my cat up here, so yes.
She's so sweet. There is a questionnaire I send to each client, and within that questionnaire, you know, of course, the details about them, and I always ask, what do you expect out of me as your coach? What are your short term, long term? How's your mindset? You know, of course, like what medications, because I want to see like what you're taking and something that you may need. I've had clients who have, you know, anxiety medication, some things that might, you know, mess up their program. And I need to know exactly how to assess that and work with them. You know, a lot of people deal with a lot of emotional damage, and that can have a big effect on their mentality training or eating. You know, I just had a conversation with my client this morning. You know, first thing I'm getting ready for the gym, you know, but I have to take a moment to reassure them, you know, because I get newbies, like I said, and they'll get really nervous about the preps. They'll get really nervous in their head because they're so far out and they want to see the results so fast. So it's really like, I want to make sure that I can talk to my clients, and they understand that I'm not just here to make you look like the best you were, like the best you've been, or better than how you were like stage before. I'm here to build that mindset and strengthen it so you're indestructible completely. So whenever you stress out, you're like, you know what, it's gonna be fine. Let's just trust the process, it's gonna be fine. Where you can reassure yourself without going through the whole panic. And it's a process, you know, people don't just get it like that, but it's instilling that confidence in them. And you need to, it's more than just the training and the diet. It's so much more. And I was talking to my mother this morning about this kind of stuff. Like I'm here to strengthen my clients mentally, not just physically, but mentally too. Because this kind of sport, you get body dysmorphia like crazy. You know, you compare yourself. Even my client I trained today, you know, I have online clients, but if they're local, I train them in person sometimes. And she was just like, you know what? I'm not comparing myself to anyone on Instagram. And I'm like, listen, in prep, you don't want to look at anybody because you will initially start comparing yourself, even if you don't want to. And then I'm one rule from me, for me in general, when I'm in prep, is I do not look at anybody who's prepping. I don't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just won't do it. And I tell my clients, listen, and they got it too. They understand that. Do not compare yourself. Don't even post you want to look like this person, because guess what? You never will. You'll be your best version of who you are. You know, you can look at people for motivation, but just don't try to be that person. My coach, my first coach, he would get a lot of people like as clients. And the first thing they said was, I want to look like Shanique. And he would always say, I will make you the best version of yourself. And I've learned a lot through the people that I've come across. Like I've pulled in the right kind of knowledge from the right people, not the negative. I've just learned along the way through the years. And that's the thing, hiring a coach, you want to learn from them too. That's
Yeah.
big. If you can't learn from your coach or grow from your coach or pick up something that has helped you and helped you thrive, not just in the gym, but outside too and mentally, then that's a really good coach to have.
I agree.
100%.
Oh, so well said.
You know, I know we're heading on to, like, we've been on here for 2 hours now. We'll probably keep going.
You're like one of our longest for a long time,
This is
Shanique.
Because
the
I'm awesome,
longest.
guys.
This is the
No, we
longest
love.
episode.
We're gonna have to get you back.
Yes, no, 100%.
We
Yes,
would love to
absolutely.
have you. We would love to have you back on 100%. And
Yeah.
so, like, you know, maybe even after your first qualifying show.
Yes, you know
Love
what?
to.
Yeah, we'll be in contact.
Oh, I
Absolutely.
love that.
Stay in contact. We value you so much, and
Thank
we
you.
like
You
to
guys are
highlight
amazing.
women. We like to highlight women in this sport and treat it like a resource center, so that all the newbies, they can come across and they can hear the real, authentic self, and they go, okay, so if they vibe with, you know, Shanique, they can reach out to you, you know, because we always put your details when we post, you know.
Yeah.
There are so many different coaches, and a lot of athletes actually are coaches. It's their jobs.
Yes.
And we try to look for someone that has more of a holistic approach, where they're tapping into, you know, their spirituality, their mental health, their emotional health, their nutritional, hormonal health, and their physical health. So we have platforms like this to, like you said, get the audience, get our next generation or current generation of athletes informed
Right.
on, and, you know, aware of the sort of things that they should and shouldn't be looking for. So you've just done such an incredible job by sharing 2 hours of wisdom with
Oh,
our
amazing.
audience, which is going to be priceless to them.
Oh, I am so excited.
So we're so grateful for that. Honestly, we are.
I am so thankful to be on this because it was just a conversation and it felt good. I think it's not robotic. You know, it's not like a list of questions or you're sending me questions to prepare for. It's just a conversation. And I love that. It's girl chat too,
We
you know?
It is, and I think people are going to get so much out of that. They're
Yep.
going to get so much out of
It's so
that.
good to be personable too. Like just like, oh, you're a human being. Got you.
Oh,
Like
Shanique
that's the
actually has a really great
wait,
personality, and she's lovely.
she's nice.
Yeah.
People, yeah.
So this is, you know, Shanique without the title, without the, you know, you know, we all have an alter ego when we go on stage, you know, like we have this persona, this character.
Oh, I love the stage. I'm like, listen, guys, I am
Performance.
here.
You're like,
So, you know, this has been like such a wonderful experience. I've learned so much from you personally, myself as well. And it takes that connection so much deeper. Like, people feel more connected to you. I feel more connected to you. I know that Rose
I'm glad.
does as
oh,
well.
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So we're gonna thank you. We're gonna let you get on with your Saturday evening.
Thank you guys for
our
having
Sunday.
me.
We'll touch base with you on the other
Yes.
side. But thank you so much for coming on board.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I can't wait to talk soon.
Us too.